We invited Alex because, well, P-Town came on our radar because they were named the best small city in America to ride in this year by Bicycle Magazine. And I've ridden in Provincetown. For those of you who've been out to Provincetown and seen how great it is to ride in Provincetown, it's no wonder. But it was actually a perfect lineup because Alex, I'll pass it to you in a second. But your history in Holyoke, following up right here of everything that we've just discussed, it's just like a perfect lineup. So I'll just pass the mic to you and you can jump right in.
Great. Thank you, Galen. And it's great to be here tonight. I see a bunch of familiar faces out in Holyoke and Western Mass. So it's good to see everyone. I was in Holyoke for Thanksgiving. It was great to be home and see some familiar faces. And of course, want to recognize and thank Mayor Garcia for his leadership. Incredibly exciting time for Holyoke in a lot of ways. And wish you nothing but the best, Josh. And obviously all of us are always rooting for Holyoke. And I am, let's see, as far away as possible from the city as now at the tip of the Cape in Provincetown. And I can take no credit for making us the number one small city for biking in the United States, and apparently number 4 in the world. I will say I have been biking more here than I have in a long time because it's really embedded in the lifestyle for many people in Provincetown, people who live here, people who work here. As you probably know, our town is essentially built on a sand dune, and we have 9 miles of bike trails through the national seashore. We have a long trail down Route 6. We have a new one that connects Conwell Street to the downtown, again to the national seashore. And like Holyoke, have the complete streets policy, a master plan for biking, and a number of other things. We also have a pretty strong and influential bike committee. They're in our town budget. They're given thousands of dollars a year towards their efforts to do bike trainings. So if it's not in the budget in Holyoke, so maybe put it in there. I know the bike committee folks are listening. So the bike committee also, we get a lot of J1 and H2B workers in the summer. And this isn't just about for folks who live here, but the vast majority of the hundreds of workers that live in Provincetown for 4 or 5 months don't have access to a vehicle, and their mode of transportation is primarily biking. And so it's incredibly important that we make it safe for the hundreds of people that, or thousands really, that work in Provincetown in the summer. A place to park their bike, to safely ride their bike. Commercial Street, which is our very busy street downtown. It's a one-way street. I think it's one of the only one-way streets in the Commonwealth by which we have special legislation to allow bikers to ride their bike both directions, not just the way of traffic. And so a policy there that really prioritizes access and transit when it comes to biking. And so again, this community has really valued biking for many, many years, and we have a number of projects still in the pipeline. And for those that don't know, we have about 3,500 residents year round. And in the summer, we have upwards of 60,000 people a day. And there's possibly no way we could accommodate that level of vehicular traffic or vehicles, never mind the carbon footprint and lack of sustainability in town. And so part of the experience in visiting or living in Provincetown is being able to walk around and being able to bike around without having to rely on a vehicle, and also contributes to our tourism and business economy. More people can shop, eat, and walk downtown, which makes a big difference to the number of businesses we have in the downtown. So a lot of things have happened in the past, a lot of things yet to come, and want to thank Rick Alberg, the chair of our bike committee here in Provincetown. And again, also want to thank all of the people that were part of Valley Bike in Western Mass. I know you were involved, Josh, and Pat Beaudry at PVPC, and Shannon and Cynthia in the planning department. And I know Marcos, when he was with the city, worked very directly with the group to bring Valley Bike to Western Mass. And so glad to see it expanding to places like East Hampton. But it was originally an idea and a really great example of collaboration in a bigger region. And just hats off to all of you that haven't let up or continuing to push for bike-friendly projects and infrastructure, and really hope that cities and towns across the state and Commonwealth can get some of the infrastructure money to put towards not just highways and roads for cars, but to use that money to actually invest in human infrastructure and bike infrastructure for people here in the Commonwealth, Western Mass, all the way to Provincetown. So again, thank you for the invitation, and thank you, Galen, and your team for everything you all do to promote biking, make it safer and more integral to our lives in all 351 cities and towns here in Massachusetts.